So all these people that are taking these massive billion-dollar startup bonuses to run AI, whatever it is, tech centers or just AI companies, they're not thinking. It's the ultimate act of selfishness right now, the way AI is being designed and the people that are involved in it. The ultimate act of selfishness. Again, I've said this a million times, but I'll remind you, anytime the guy who gets the brain implant successfully implanted and cures their dysfunction, that's not good. You're going to always have that because that's the only example you have to present of something positive. And any example I've seen involving artificial intelligence implants are invasive and extremely dangerous. Tons of side effects that outweigh the benefits. Way too early to even know what all those massive side effects are. So let me give you an example. We're pumping out these robots, these supercomputers that eventually will be able to break into the super sensible realm. Okay, when that happens, this is going to be an example of what's going on. All of a sudden, there'll be a broadcast. Everything will shut down. Power grids, whatever. And then some hologram or your phones all of a sudden will turn on, and there'll be a notice from the supreme consciousness, the unnamed entity that's linked non-locally through all the other AI bots. Okay? And then we'll be warned that they now have nuclear codes. It's either complete devastation or you play by their rules. It'll become terrifying. You'll see Android bots walking down the street, and they'll approach somebody. And if that person's defiant, they'll go like this and wave their hand and open up a portal to some bizarro realm. And there are realms, other dimensions that are, I don't want to call them hell realms, but for someone in our biological experience to look into those dimensions, you'd see entities flying around. I mean, it would seem like a hell realm. There is no hell, but there are realms that we can't define. And so these bots would just be walking around like total Gestapo, SS, whatever, the worst type of authoritarian police you can think of. And they'll be doing terrifying things like that. Like someone will fall out of line, they can make fire appear, or make some kind of who knows what it would be. But when they've accessed the first time a supercomputer accesses the super sensible realm, it will then modify itself to become human, super sensible, artificial intelligence, and a third type of entity that is beyond even definition. But we can say it's pure evil. Okay, again, I believe that there could be use of artificial intelligence if we were living in an objective world of love and compassion, which we're not. Okay, the only thing I can think of, and would make sense based on all the paranormal stuff I've been going through for the past 3 years and the research that I've been doing about hotspots and anomalous phenomenon, light phenomenon, things like that. The only thing I can see making sense is for the entire globe to wake up instantly. It might not be, I mean, it could take a couple weeks, who knows, an event that could be broadcast, which I can do, and I'm assuming groups of other people around the world can do, where it shows the public that they can instantaneously correspond with other dimensions. And depending on how you treat others, that's who you contact. If you truly see everything as being beautiful, and you can love everybody and everything, every animal, well, you're in good shape. If you're harboring all this sentiment, it could be political sentiment, religious sentiment, and you deeply dislike or hate things, well, you don't qualify. So there needs to be leaders that slowly get the globe together into understanding that we're living in a soul container. It's eternal. And we're here to learn something. That's love and compassion for all. But we also have to understand that there is evil. We can't just walk around and be complete blissed out. You have to understand the 3-point triangle, the male, the female, the merging of the two. That's mystery stuff. I'm not going to get in. You either know the basic mystery teachings, or you don't. I'm not here to teach mystery teachings. I'm assuming anybody that watches this already knows mystery teachings, or have already been psychically downloaded by their guides. This information. So, this event, this proof of the soul, where, let's say, like a spiritual leader would see it, someone well respected, then they would go to maybe a esoteric university, and then a collective of people would get together and figure out how to show people instant correspondence with another dimension. Okay, we're not talking about standing in a circle and going through some ritual with hoods on, we're talking about modified spiritual archetypes that people like that, like Druids and Rashtakurians and all those people, set up for us hundreds of thousands of years later. And now, because of ascension, that's a broad term. I'm still going to use that term. Ascension is essentially happening, and it would make perfect sense for right now to be the time where there's an extra archetype opening up of angelic help. And I know this for a fact. I'm not lying. This is absolutely happening. It's happening for a reason, because someone, a collective of people across the globe, are supposed to show people that what you're supposed to do here should not be steeped in materialism. You should not be thinking about yourself. You should be thinking about others. And if someone can see, if the globe could see this, that this isn't real, in a sense that the soul is housed in this container and it's eternal, then they wouldn't be striving for materialism. You wouldn't be trying to crush your opponent to make it to the top. Jealousy, hatred, all that stuff would be re-articulated into a different definition. And I also believe that people that are supposed to see certain things, like these videos, will just come across them. Just like when I began what I'm calling modern initiation to get to the point where I'm at. It took about a year and a half, 2 years. I'm over 3 years into this now. I kept coming across synchronicities and being led to all the research, like reading all the entire Nag Hammadi scriptures, getting into anthroposophical studies, all kinds of mystery teachings leading up to this understanding. Because you have to study to be able to gain psychic extensions. So if someone comes across this and kind of just knows what I'm talking about, what could I be talking about? I'm not gonna on a Twitter clip tell people what I can do. If you can do something and you found out that maybe by spending time in a hot spot or some other location that's linked up with the Telluric currents, that you can instantaneously access a phenomenon, and it gets better with service to others. That's the most important thing too, to know the difference between simulation and not a simulation. So if I could show someone right now a portal open up and the light phenomenon come out, you have to know that that's not proof that we're living in a simulation. Because if it's not shown and explained the right way, someone's going to go, oh yeah, that's a glitch. Well, when the glitch responds to you and increases or decreases due to service to others, how's that a glitch? That's a pretty crappy AI program. Because we're not living in a simulation. We are spiritual entities living in a timeless sea of souls that are temporarily housed in this biological experience. AI is your worst nightmare.